I've been in business for 17 years and I've seen a lot. Today, I'm going to share with you a couple of the most awful real estate stories going from bad to worse, well, at least in my mind. It's a beautiful spring afternoon. I'm out with a couple of young buyers touring houses. So we're at the last house after seeing about half a dozen homes, and the buyers are completely exhausted. We walk up to the door and I'm confirmed to show the house at 2 p.m. I grab my code, I punch it in the lockbox, I grab the key. Before I go into any house, I always ring the doorbell. So I rang the doorbell, nobody's answered or came to the door, so I let myself in. So we go upstairs and we're starting to tour around the second floor. We walk through the large primary, bedroom, and bathroom, and then we head on into the kids' rooms. I open the door to one of the kids' rooms and I noticed a big lump in the bed. I just thought it was a bunch of clothes, right? So they come in and we start walking. All of a sudden, out of the lump in the bed, out jumps a very sleepy and very scared teenage boy. Well, to say the least, we were all shocked and jumped back as well. Clearly, his mom forgot to tell him about the showing. Here's the second story. I was talking to some potential sellers on the phone, asking them about the property, and they happened to mention that there was a lot of stuff in the house and that they were staying at a hotel. But we made arrangements to meet, and the day of the appointment, I drive up to the driveway in my car and I noticed that they're sitting in their car waiting for me. So I get out of my car and I greet them, and they come out and I said, could we go into the house? I'd like to see the house and preview the house. Well, they kind of looked a little weird and acting a little funny. And they were like, well, you know, we have a lot of stuff in the house. And I said, do not worry. I totally get that. Nobody's house is market ready. And that's my job to help you to get it market ready. I proceeded to open the door and was blown away by the piles and piles and piles of stuff everywhere. Literally, I couldn't see the floors. I had no idea if it was hardwood or carpet. I couldn't see the color of the paint on the walls. I could barely move from the entrance to the kitchen. There was nowhere to sit, nowhere to stand, and legit nowhere to move. Then they asked me if I wanted to see the basement. I politely declined, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, what could be in that basement? Rats, mice, raccoons, who the heck knows? So I politely said no, I didn't want to see the basement, and got the hell out of there. It was a lovely Sunday morning and I was out with great buyers from Chicago touring some houses in the North Shore. They really wanted some fixer-uppers. And so the last house that we saw really seemed to be a good deal, a lot less expensive than a lot of the other houses we had toured. So my buyers were really excited to check it out. As we're walking through the house, we noticed there's a lot of holes in the walls and a lot of things that needed to be repaired. We're upstairs in one of the bedrooms and there's a hole in the ceiling. And my client jumps back and she was like, oh my gosh, I think I just saw eyes coming out of that, from that hole. Well, I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, she's just seeing things. I just sort of dismissed it. Then, as we're about to head into the basement and down the stairs, I stop and I pound on the wall like I always do. Boom, boom, boom. Then out of nowhere, I hear this screeching and screaming, and it was like squeak, and it was absolutely terrifying. There must have been 100 rats down there. I kid you not. We go flying out of the house and into the driveway, and we're all panting and breathing and saying, did we really just hear that? Is that what we really just heard? Did that just happen? I thought I was gonna die. Hope you enjoyed hearing some of these absolute awful real estate stories. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I promise I've got better ones than the ones you've heard today, which I will share in a future video.